शंकर जी की जटा से निकले निर्मल गंगा पानी। कोई कहे तुझे गंगा माता, कोई कहे महारानी। शंकर जी की जटा से निकले निर्मल गंगा पानी। कोई कहे तुझे गंगा माता, कोई कहे महारानी, कोई कहे महारानी। तोहे निश्चय फूल चढ़ाए जो तेरी आरती गावे, वो सुख शांति पावे जो तेरी आरती गावे। जय जय गंगा माता जो तेरी आरती गावे, वो सुख शांति पावे जो तेरी आरती गावे। हर हर गंगे जय माँ गंगे, हर हर गंगे जय माँ गंगे, हर हर गंगे जय माँ गंगे, हर हर गंगे जय माँ गंगे। ओम जय गंगे माता, श्री जय गंगे माता। जो नर तुझको ध्याता, जो नर तुझको ध्याता, मन वांछित फल पाता। ओम जय गंगे माता, जय गंगे माता, श्री जय गंगे माता। जो नर तुझको ध्याता, जो नर तुझको ध्याता, मन वांछित फल पाता। ओम जय गंगे माता। चंद्र सी ज्योत तुम्हारी, जल निर्मल आता। मैया जल निर्मल आता। शरण पड़े जो तेरी, शरण पड़े जो तेरी, सोनर तर जाता। ओम जय गंगे माता। पुत्र सगर के तारे, सब जग को ज्ञाता। मैया सब जग को ज्ञाता। कृपा दृष्टि तुम्हारी, कृपा दृष्टि तुम्हारी, त्रिभुवन सुख दाता। ओम जय गंगे माता। एक ही बार जो तेरी शरणागति आता, मैया शरणागति आता। यम जो जन निकलाता, दास वही सहज में, दास वही सहज में मुक्ति को पाता। ओम जय गंगे माता, ओम जय गंगे माता, श्री जय गंगे माता। जो नर तुझको ध्याता, जो नर तुझको ध्याता, मन वांछित फल पाता। ओम जय गंगे माता, जय गंगे माता, श्री जय गंगे माता। जो नर तुझको ध्याता, जो नर तुझको ध्याता, मन वांछित फल पाता। ओम जय गंगे माता, ओम जय गंगे माता, ओम जय गंगे माता, ओम जय गंगे माता। ओम श्री सद्गुरु परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु भगवान शिवानंदाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु भगवान शिवानंदाय नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः। गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ज्ञानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति, पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदं, मंत्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं, मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा। मोक्षमूलं शिवानन्दाकृपा। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं, द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्। एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं, भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। यस्यान्तर्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं, नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं, नो जातिर्नैव वर्णं, न भवति पुरुषो नो नपुंसं न च स्त्री। नाकारं नो विकारं, न हि जननमरणं, नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं, नो तत्त्वं तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं, ज्ञानबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानमूलहरणं जन्मकर्मनिवारणं, ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यार्थं गुरुपादोदकं पिबेत्। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं, तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये, निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे, नित्यशुभं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं, नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने, व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां, गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्ते नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरुदेव की जय।
जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश
पाहि मां। श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां। जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती पाहि मां। श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती रक्ष मां। जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा पाहि मां। जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा रक्ष मां। जय श्री काली जय श्री काली जय श्री काली पाहि मां। जय श्री काली जय श्री काली जय श्री काली रक्ष मां। जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी पाहि मां। जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी रक्ष मां। सरवण भव सरवण भव सरवण भव पाहि मां। सुब्रह्मण्य 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 रक्ष मां। दत्तात्रेय 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 पाहि मां। दत्तगुरु 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 रक्ष मां। शिवानंद 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 पाहि मां। शिवानंद 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 रक्ष मां। जय गुरु शिव गुरु हरि गुरु राम। जगद्गुरु परम गुरु सद्गुरु श्याम। आदि गुरु अद्वैत गुरु आनंद गुरु ओम। चित गुरु चिन्मय गुरु चिन्माया गुरु ओम। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम। जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम। जय हनुमान जय जय हनुमान। जय हनुमान जय जय हनुमान। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। शिवानंदा शिवानंदा सद्गुरुनाथा। शिवानंदा 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 सद्गुरुनाथा। शिवानंदा 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 सद्गुरुनाथा। शिवानंदा। जय गुरुदेव दयानिधि दीन हितकारी। जय जय मोह विनाशक भवबंधनहारी। जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव गुरु मूर्ति धारी। वेद पुराण बखानत गुरु महिमा भारी। जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव। जप तप तीरथ संयम दान विविध दीने। गुरु बिन ज्ञान न होवे बोधि जतन कीने। जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव। माया मोहन दी जल जीव बहे सारी। दे कर में गुरु सब संहारे। जय देव गुरुदेव, जय देव गुरुदेव। नाना पंथ जगत में निज निज गुण गावे, सबका सार बता कर गुरु मार्ग लावे। जय देव गुरुदेव, जय देव गुरुदेव। गुरु चरणामृत निर्मल सब बाधक हारी, वचन सुनत तम नाशे सब संशय तारी। जय देव गुरुदेव, जय देव गुरुदेव। तन मन धन सब अर्पण गुरु चरणन की जय। शिवानंद परम पद मोक्ष गति लीजे। जय देव गुरुदेव, जय देव गुरुदेव। ओम जय गुरुदेव दयानिधि दीन हितकारी। जय जय मोह विनाशक भवबंधनहारी। जय देव गुरुदेव, जय देव गुरुदेव।
O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. Thou art Satchidananda. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger and hatred. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember thee. Let us be ever loyal to thee. Let us ever sing thy glories. Let thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in thee forever and ever. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O all-merciful Gurudev, every thought of my mind, every emotion of my heart, every movement of my being, every feeling and every sensation, each cell of my body, each drop of my blood, all is yours, Gurudev, yours absolutely, yours without any reserve. Gurudev, you can decide my life or my death, my happiness or my sorrow, my pleasure or my pain. Gurudev, whatever you do with me, whatever comes to me from you, will lead me to your lotus feet. Gurudev, you have provided us with the best facilities in the world for our spiritual growth. May we take full advantage of this precious gift of yours, Gurudev. May we look upon the ashram and all its contents as your body and treat them with love and reverence. This is our heartfelt prayer to you, Gurudev. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Deva Sivananda Dinabandhu Pahima. Deva Deva Sivananda Dinabandhu Pahima. Chandravadana Mandahasa Primarupa Rakshama. Chandravadana Mandahasa Primarupa Rakshama. Madhura Gita Gana Lola Jnana Rupa Pahima. दिव्य गंगा तीरवासा दानशीला पाहि मां। दिव्य गंगा तीरवासा दानशीला पाहि मां। पापहरण पुण्यशीला परम पुरुषा रक्ष मां। पापहरण पुण्यशीला परम पुरुषा रक्ष मां। भक्तयोगा हृदयवासा स्वामी नादा पाहि मां। भक्तयोगा हृदयवासा स्वामी नादा पाहि मां। चित्स्वरूपा चिदानन्दा नमः शिवाय रक्ष मां। चित्स्वरूपा चिदानन्दा नमः शिवाय रक्ष मां। शिवानन्दा 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 पाहि मां। शिवानन्दा 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 पाहि मां। शिवानन्दा 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 रक्ष मां। शिवानन्दा 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 रक्ष मां। सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय पाहि मां। सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय पाहि मां। सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय रक्ष मां। सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय रक्ष मां। गंगारानी 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 पाहि मां। गंगारानी 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 पाहि मां। भागीरथी 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 रक्ष मां। भागीरथी 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 रक्ष मां। देवा देवा शिवानन्दा दीनबन्धो पाहि मां। देवा देवा शिवानन्दा दीनबन्धो पाहि मां। चन्द्रवदना मन्दहास प्रेमरूपा रक्ष मां। चन्द्रवदना मन्दहास प्रेमरूपा रक्ष मां।
श्री राम
जय राम जय जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम
शिरमुकुट कुण्डल तिलक
ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, राह में आए जो दीन दुखी, राह में आए जो दीन दुखी, सबको गले से लगा के चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो। जिसका न कोई संगी साथी, ईश्वर है रखवाला, जिसका न कोई संगी साथी, ईश्वर है रखवाला, जो निर्धन है जो निर्बल है, वो है प्रभु का प्यारा, जो निर्धन है जो निर्बल है, वो है प्रभु का प्यारा, प्यार का मोती प्यार का मोती उठाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो। आशा रूठी ममता रूठी, छूट गया है किनारा, आशा रूठी ममता रूठी, छूट गया है किनारा, बंद करो मत द्वार दया का, दे दो मुझको सहारा, बंद करो मत द्वार दया का, दे दो मुझको सहारा, दीप दया का दीप दया का जलाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो।
Rama 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 Rama
ocean of love. He who is an ocean of mercy. He who is an ocean of compassion. To him I make my salutation. Rama, 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 Sita. Rama, 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 Sita. He who dwells in the hearts of all. He who controls the minds of all. He who directs the souls of all. To him I make my salutation. Rama, 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 Sita. Rama, 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 Sita. He who is my Gurudeva. He who is my mother and refuge. He who is my divine protector. To him I make my salutation. Rama, 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 Sita. Rama, 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 Sita. He whose actions are pure and selfless. He whose speech is comforting and soft. He whose looks are godlike and soothing. To him I make my salutation. Rama, 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 Sita. Rama, 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 Sita. He whose charity is boundless and limitless. He who gives and gives and gives. He who is known as Shivananda. To him I make my salutation. Rama, 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 Sita. Rama, 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 Sita. He whose teachings are simple and practical. He whose thoughts are lofty and divine. He whose writings are blessed by Saraswati. To him I make my salutation. Rama, 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 Sita. Rama, 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 पति भगति तुलसी सार सुदास रामा तुलसी सार सुदास राम नाम पर भरन जुग सावन बारह मास रामा सावन बारह मास सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। राम नाम मन दीप धरो जी हरे हरि द्वार रामा जी हरे हरि द्वार तुलसी भीतर बाहर हो जो चाहत उजियार रामा जो चाहत उजियार सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। सकल कामना हीन जय राम भगत रसलीन रामा राम भगत रसलीन नाम सुप्रेम पीयूष हृद तिन्हु किय मन मीन रामा तिन्हु किय मन मीन सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। ब्रह्म राम के नाम भर वरदायक वरदान रामा वरदायक वरदान रामचरित सतकोट महल प्रिय महेश जिय जान रामा प्रिय महेश जिय जान सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। राम राम को कल्पतरु कलि कल्याण निवास रामा कलि कल्याण निवास जो सुमिरत भय भांगते तुलसी तुलसी दास रामा तुलसी तुलसी दास सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। राम नाम नर केसरी कनक कसिपु कनिकाल रामा कनक कसिपु कनिकाल चापक जन प्रहलाद जी पालहि दल सुरसाल रामा पालहि दल सुरसाल सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। राम अनंत अनंत गुण अमित कथा विस्तार रामा अमित कथा विस्तार सूर्या जल जुड़वानहि जिनके विमल विचार रामा जिनके विमल विचार सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। राम कथा सुर धेनु सम सेवत सब सुखदान रामा सेवत सब सुखदान सत समाज सुर लोक सब कौन सुने अस जान रामा कौन सुने अस जान सियावर
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. On behalf of our Divine Master, Sri Swami Shivananda and Pujya Swami Sahajananda, we extend a warm and cordial welcome to all to the most sacred Sri Ram Navmi Satsang, coinciding with Pujya Swami Sahajananda's 66th Sannyas anniversary. We also extend a special welcome to donors, well-wishers, devotees tuning in for the first time, and those from abroad. We read from Guru Bhakti Yoga by Sri Swami Shivananda. The company of great souls is obtained by the grace of the Guru alone. By keeping company with the Guru, who is free from likes and dislikes, one develops the quality of dispassion. Who crosses this Maya? Only he who has abandoned evil company, who serves the large-hearted Guru, who is free from I-ness and mine-ness. He who serves the Guru with devotion attains the summum bonum of life. Evil company should certainly be avoided by aspirants who want to serve the Guru and have his blessings. We will now read a message on the occasion of Sri Ram Navmi and Pujya Swami Sahajananda's 66th Sannyas anniversary. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. Sisters, brothers, and spiritual darlings, this evening we commemorate two most auspicious events on the spiritual calendar of Divine Life Society of South Africa. More than 7,000 years ago, at midday today, Lord Ramachandra incarnated as the son of King Dasrath in Ayodhya. 66 years ago, on the 10th April 1956, Sri Srinivasan of Durban was initiated into the Holy Order of Sannyas in Sri Gurudev's kutir in Rishikesh, India, acquiring the title of Sri Swami Sahajananda and affectionately known to the devotees as Pujya Swamiji. Lord Rama was the Ishta Devata of Pujya Swamiji. Ram Bhajans are included in every Satsang, and Pujya Swamiji encouraged all to chant and write the Sri Ram mantra. That both these events fall on the same day this year has without doubt spiritual significance. In an excerpt from one of Sri Swami Shivananda's messages on the auspicious anniversary of the birth of Lord Rama, titled Way to Ram Rajya, Sri Gurudev wrote, "On this great Sri Ramanavmi day, I shall tell you a great secret. In bestowing the present of the invincible weapon of truth and purity, I shall reveal one thing, the only thing which is equally powerful and marvelous as the Maha Astra. This is the divine name of Rama. Ramanama and Ramabana of truth and purity are a marvelous pair. He who has the one has the other also. Repeat Ramanama, stick to truth, practice purity. These three will raise you to transcendent perfection." Such periodical celebrations are a boon and a blessing to you. Resolve from this Ramanavmi day to take a daily dip into the life-redeeming waters that the Ramayana is. Read a small portion of the Ramayana every day. Peace, joy, and prosperity will be yours here and hereafter. Lord Shiva tells his consort Parvati, "This Ram Naam is equal to the Lord's 1,000 names, or repetition of the mantra 1,000 times. Lord Shiva says, "The seat of all good things, the destroyer of all impurities of this age of darkness, purer than purity itself, the food for the journey of the aspirant on the path of salvation, their only resting place, the very life breath of virtuous men, is the divine name of Sri Rama, so say the sages. And so, from the birth of the Lord to the birth of a sannyasin. At a farewell function held at Rishikesh, India, on the occasion of Sri Swami Sahajananda's sannyas in 1956, Gurudev Sri Swami Shivananda paid tribute to Pujya Swamiji. The full speech is on the website of Divine Life Society of South Africa, and an excerpt is shared this evening. So we rejoice today heartily, because we have amidst us a noble personality, a spiritual personality, a Bala Yogi, a Bala Swami, Sri Swami Sahajananda. He was a Swami in his previous birth, so at such a young age, his heart is full of renunciation, vairagya and meditation, which are the key to open the chambers of the heart, the Atmic store. It is not so easy to get renunciation and vairagya. Sisters and brothers, we see in Lord Rama and Sri Swami Sahajananda exemplars of spiritual life and human conduct. In the book Necessity for Sannyasa by Sri Swami Shivananda Saraswati, Sri Gurudev says, "The real sannyasi is full of divine virtues. He is all bliss and peace, and he serves vigorously. He works tirelessly. He does everything as worship of the Supreme Lord. He greets every piece of work as service of the Lord. He does every work well, and he offers every work as a flower at the lotus feet of the Lord. Sannyasa is a mental state, not merely putting on an orange cloth." Sisters and brothers, we are blessed at Divine Life Society of South Africa to have had the darshan and grace of the moving form of the Lord in Sri Swami Sahajananda. On this auspicious occasion, let us remember the exemplary lives of both Lord Rama and Sri Swami Sahajananda, who are our eternal prescripts for both inner and world peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. The following reading is taken from Hindu Fasts and Festivals by Sri Swami Shivananda. Ram Naam. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Salutations to Lord Rama, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who is measureless, who is of the nature of pure consciousness and bliss, who is the consort of Sita, master of Sri Hanuman, and the Lord of the three worlds, who took his birth at his own will in order to establish righteousness, destroy the wicked, and protect his devotees. Ram Naam, or the birthday of Lord Rama, falls on the 9th day of the bright fortnight of the month of Chaitra, March to April. Rama was the Lord Hari himself, incarnate on earth for the destruction of Ravana. He was well accomplished, beautiful, and endowed with royal marks. His glory and prowess are unlimited. He was peerless on earth. He was free from malice. He was gentle. He was the protector of all his people. He always addressed them in a gentle word. He never used any harsh words, even when somebody provoked him. He held sway over the whole world. Let Sri Rama be your ideal. Ideals are remembered and adored for the purpose of adopting them in your own life. the Ram Navmi celebrations, or the Vasanta Navaratri every year is an opportune period for us to saturate ourselves with the spirit of Lord Rama. We love and adore our ideals because we express thereby our yearning to unite with them. In our worship of God, it is implied that we should be virtuous, good, and perfect, even as God is. Hence the wise instruction. One should become divine in order to be able to worship God. One cannot be a real worshipper of Lord Rama unless one makes an honest attempt to grow in the virtues that the Lord represents. On the other hand, worship of Lord Rama is itself the surest means to develop such virtues. One who approaches Sri Rama with love and worshipfulness becomes large-hearted, pure in spirit, good-natured, and dispassionate in thought, word, and deed. A true devotee of Lord Rama is his representative with his power and his knowledge. Lord Rama was the prince of the Ikshvaku race. He was virtuous and of manly strength. He was the lord of the mind and the senses. Brave and valiant he was, yet gentle and modest. He was a sage in counsel, kind and sweet in speech, and most courteous and handsome in appearance. He was the master of all the divine weapons and a great warrior. Ever devoted to the good and prosperity of his kingdom and his subjects, he was a defender of the weak and the protector of the righteous. Endowed with numerous wondrous powers of the mind, he was well versed in all sciences, in military science as well as the science of the self. Deep and unfathomed like the ocean, firm and steadfast like the Himalayan mountains, valiant like Lord Vishnu, he was the joy of Kaushalya. Though fierce like fire on the battlefield, he was calm like the cool breeze of the Mandara hills, patient like Mother Earth, bounteous like the God of wealth, and righteous like the Lord of justice himself. In the pains and the griefs of his people, his heart swiftly sympathized with the sufferers. In the festive scenes, which held them in joy, he like a father shared their joys. By his honor and heroism, as well as by his gentleness and love for his subjects, he greatly endeared himself to the hearts of the people. Such a great person was the Lord Rama. Without first developing devotion to Rama, who is the Self, who lives in the hearts of all beings, who is all bliss and who is peerless, how can man cross the ocean of worldly life which has sorrow, pain, and misery for its waves? Do thou therefore worship Lord Rama, who is Vishnu, and the consort of Sita, who is Lakshmi. Abandon all foolishness and enmity. Take to the service of Lord Rama. The Lord is extremely fond of those who have surrendered themselves to him. He has given this promise in the Ramayana. To anyone who once takes shelter under me and solicits, I am thine. I bestow fearlessness from all beings. This is my vow. Even a great sinner who is full of evil qualities and who is fond of other people's wealth is freed from all kinds of faults that pertain to worldly life if only he remembers the Lord always. He attains purity and goes to the supreme abode of the Lord. The name of Lord Rama is the greatest purifier of the heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Now I'm not trying to be humble when I'm going to tell you something, because humility is a very difficult quality to develop. We can never develop humility. It is something that just comes from God. Courage we can develop But humility you can never develop at all. You can never say, I'm humble. Because only when you really feel the power of God flowing through you, then you know that you are humble. But in any case, you won't be conscious of it. Children are never conscious of their humility. But when I first entered the spiritual path, I think the demons must have shouted with joy, with laughter, to think that I, of all people, was entering the spiritual path, because my condition was such. I joined the path only because I wanted to get rid of my bad habits. See, bad thoughts were flooding the mind. I didn't know then that there was yoga and that you can actually realize God, let alone conquering the mind and getting rid of your weaknesses. You can actually realize God. But perhaps someone else also smiled in return, and that was Gurudev himself. He wanted to demonstrate to the devils or to the demons that there's a great power called the Guru's grace, and that grace can work marvels. And that is what I've seen demonstrated in my life. So if I place before you whatever I want to say, it is a path of divine grace. It means that if you do your duty properly, whether it's your family duty or your duty in the ashram, you don't have to ask God for anything. It will come by itself. For example, a guru is like a father to us. He is more than a father. You don't have to ask him for anything. Whatever he inherits, it will come to us. Even our ordinary material father, whatever he earns, he leaves back to his children. How much more than that the Guru will leave for us. So whatever Gurudev has, it belongs to us naturally. We don't have to ask him for it. All his tapas we're enjoying now. All his God realization, his wisdom, we get through his books. So whatever Gurudev has earned, whatever he has got, it comes to us naturally. But we have to make ourselves worthy of that grace. And that grace can work marvels. All that you have to do is to do your duty, whatever it is. If you are a wife, then you must do your duty faithfully. If you are a husband, you must do your duty faithfully. If you are a student, you must do that. If you are in an ashram, then you must do your duty faithfully too. Then you see if the results are not going to come. We have to remember also that our past karma has to work out. See? Our past karma is a stumbling block in our way, because our past samskaras will force us to do what we don't want to do. But if we adhere to our duty, then marvelous things can come to us. When it will come, how it will come, in what manner it would come, what proportion would come, we cannot say. But it's the safest and easiest path, because it's a path of trust, it's a path of confidence, it's a path of childlike awareness and constant trust in the Master that brings the results, who dwells within our hearts. If I have not experienced divine grace, then I would have no right to talk to you about it. Always remember what Swami Omkar says. It's better to have one cow and call it your own than to try and own all the cows in the world. It's better to speak a little bit from your own experience than to quote from the books. That there's such a thing called divine grace, we know. Now I'm not referring to our external success, that we have built so many schools. Anyone can do that. And it's not difficult to get money. It's not difficult to build an ashram. It's not difficult to print books. But it is very difficult to change your nature. To build an ashram, anyone can do that. To run an ashram, you can do it. To make followers, you can do that. You can feed. But that is not the important thing in our life. What is important is the transformation. And when I first started, I told you that I could actually feel that there was a band around my chest. I was being suffocated by my past samskaras. Fortunately, Gurudev gave me the knowledge that he was not lacking in his grace, but I have to work out my own karma. And I could remember that it took 23 years for the first light to dawn. I've said this before, but I'm saying it now because it's an opportune moment. 23 years before the band around my chest loosened a little bit and I could breathe a little bit freely. And another 6 years went by when the breathing became freer. Another 3 years when I felt that I was fairly free. And all came without my asking, nothing changed externally, no situation changed, in fact it became worse. But what Gurudev gave about 2 months ago surpasses all what he had given previously. You wake up one day and you find that you are a different person. You know that you are different. But everyone sees you outside, they see there's nothing, the same person, the same thoughts, he's behaving the same way, but you don't know what is happening inside. That is what the Guru can do. A fundamental change comes within. And fortunately, that change is not to be seen with external eyes. So that is what the Guru's grace can do for you. It will come in the most unexpected moment. In my own case, I said, I never asked Gurudev for anything. I didn't ask for initiation, I didn't ask for sannyas, I didn't ask for an ashram. All that we have here, it came from him. It came without asking. And when I first found my spiritual master, when I first found Gurudev, and he rescued me from that life, to a life of sadhana, I made one resolution. I said, in this birth, I will try to serve him with all my heart and soul in repayment. I felt that I should express my gratitude to him. And that is what I'm trying to do. And Gurudev doesn't expect that we might do spectacular things. We have not done anything spectacular at all. And I was wondering, when Gurudev gave me this knowledge, I can't express it in words, and perhaps you might not even understand, even if I express it, and it's not meant to be expressed. And I asked Gurudev, how and why did you give me? Am I worthy of it? And what have I done? And I found that there was nothing spectacular that I've done, nothing that could be called great, but what I felt was that whatever I did with all my heart and soul. I thought of the books. I said, Gurudev, this is all that I've given you. I didn't even print about 50 or 100 books. All that we printed was about 30 books. But in those 30 books went every drop of my heart, every drop of my blood, every fiber of my being, my concentration went into that. So perhaps that's what made Gurudev grant me. So like that I have no fear what is going to happen in the future. When the Master solves your problem, he makes a thorough job of it. He solves it once and for all. See?
Sarasa Anuraga Jai Siya Ram. ज्योति जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जन मन मंजु मुकुर मलहरणी जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम किए तिलक गुण गण बस करनी जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम श्री गुरु पद्मनक मणिगण ज्योति जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम सुमिरत दिव्य दृष्टि होती जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम गगन मोहतम सो सप्रकाशो जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम बड़े भाग उर आवहि जासो जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम उगरहि विमल बिलोचन ही के जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम मिटहि दोष दुख भव रजनी के जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम सुजन राम चरित मणि मानिका जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम गुप्त प्रगट जह जो जहि कारिका जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम चत्ता सुवंजन अंजिद्रिग साधक सिद्ध सुजान रामा साधक सिद्ध सुजान कौतुक देखत से लबना भूतल भूरि निधान रामा भूतल भूरि निधान सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय
कीटजं ततकीटजं तकतलाकुतलाकुतदीङ्गिणत कीटजं ततकीटजं तकतलाकुतलाकुतदीङ्गिणत कीटजं
वासी राम दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 अयोध्या वासी राम दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 अभय साप विमोचन राम परशुराम ने जैतव राम अभय साप विमोचन राम परशुराम ने जैतव राम तन्ने सोनिक मंदिर मिलिंद्र आसुल्ले तादव राम तन्ने सोनिक मंदिर मिलिंद्र आसुल्ले तादव राम अयोध्या वासी राम दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 अयोध्या वासी राम दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 कुगने कंदव राम कबड मारी चले சூப்பழக அங்கத்தை பங்கம் செய்தவராம் கந்தராவனின் தங்க சூப்பழக அங்கத்தை பங்கம் செய்தவராம் அயோத்தியவாசி ராம் தசரத நந்தன ராம் जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 अयोध्यवासी राम दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 சிந்தாபுரி சென்றவராம் வாணிய போரில் வென்றவராம் கிஷ்கிந்தாபுரி சென்றவராம் வாணிய போரில் சென்றவராம் அணுவார் துணையில் அங்கே சென்று ராவண பகையை வென்றவராம் அணுவார் துணையில் அங்கே சென்று ராவண பகையை வென்றவராம் சீதே மீட்டி அயோத்திய வந்து மங்களமாய் தினம் வாழ்ந்தவராம் சீதே மீட்டி அயோத்திய வந்து மங்களமாய் தினம் வாழ்ந்தவராம் அயோத்தியவாசி ராம் दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 अयोध्यवासी राम दशरथ नंदन राम जानकी जीवन राम जय राम 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 जय राम 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 जय राम राम राम
Thou art my life, thou art my love, thou art the sweetness which I
सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। जाकी रही भावना जैसी, हो जाकी रही भावना जैसी, प्रभु मूरत गीत तैसी। मैं जपो अभिराम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। संकट में तो साथ रहे तो, ओ संकट में तो साथ रहे तो, सर पर तेरा हाथ रहे तो, सब कुछ है आसान तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। बिन सत्संग विवेक न होई, हो बिन सत्संग विवेक न होई। राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई, बसे हो बन के प्राण तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो, जय सीताराम बोलो, जय राम। इस धरती के कण कण में तू, ओ इस धरती के कण कण में तू, आते जाते हर क्षण में तू, बसा है बन के प्राण तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, जय जय राम राजा कर्मों के तुम संचालक, तुम करता हो तुम ही पालक। मैं प्रभु नादान तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, मुझे जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, मुझे जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो जय सीताराम, बोलो जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो जय सीताराम, बोलो जय राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, मुझे जय राम राजा राम। राम सियापति राम तुम्हारा नाम सुखों का धाम, मुझे जय राम राजा राम। जय राम जय बोलो जय सीताराम, बोलो जय राम। जय राम जय बोलो जय सीताराम, बोलो जय राम।
Om. The following are our announcements. We thank the Shivoham Dance Academy for the excellent dance rendition on this most sacred occasion. By the grace of our Divine Master, we had the much-awaited opening ceremony of the Shivananda Drakensberg Secondary School Hall in Escort this morning. This project is an offering to Sri Gurudev and Pujya Swamiji as one of our centenary projects. The following satsangs will be observed at Shivananda Ashram, Reservoir Hills, and at our branches. Sri Hanuman Jayanti will be observed on Saturday, 16th April 2022 at our ashrams and branches. Ganga Arati at Shivananda Ashram, Reservoir Hills is at 5:30 p.m., followed by Satsang. There will also be the recital of 108 Sri Hanuman Chalisas, commencing at 5 a.m. on this day at Shivananda Ashram, Reservoir Hills, and at some of our branches. Devotees may contact the branch closest to them for more details. We invite devotees and the public to join the following forthcoming online home satsangs via the links on our website. Divine Life Society of South Africa launched the 41-day recital of the Sri Hanuman Chalisa online on Monday, 7th March 2022 for individual and world peace, protection and good health. The recital will culminate on Sri Hanuman Jayanti on Saturday, 16th April 2022. The Sri Hanuman Chalisa will be recited 108 times online from 5 a.m. until about 2:30 p.m. on Sri Hanuman Jayanti. We invite devotees, well-wishers and the public to participate in the recital during one or more of the hours. Havan will be live-streamed at 3 p.m. Sri Hanuman Jayanti will be observed on Saturday, 16th April 2022. Online Ganga Arati is at 5:30 p.m., followed by Satsang. Our yoga camp is on Sunday, 17th April 2022, commencing with the home sadhana program from 6 a.m. until 9:45 a.m. Yoga camp lessons are from 9:45 a.m. until 10:45 a.m. Lesson topics are Glory of Mother Ganga and the Life of Sri Swami Shivananda by the spiritual darlings of our Santon branch. Divine Life Society of South Africa has opened its ashrams and branches partially on 1st March 2022 for the weekly Sunday evening satsang at Shivananda Ashram, Reservoir Hills, and in the case of branches, they will have only their main weekly satsang. Numbers will be restricted on a first-come basis, with full COVID protocols being observed. We encourage all to take the necessary precautions to avoid the spread of the coronavirus upon reopening and to obey all officials on duty. Attendance will be at one's own risk. All other weekly satsangs, Shivananda Day satsangs and yoga camps will remain online and will not resume at Shivananda International Cultural Center for now. In the meantime, all other visits to any of our ashrams or branches must be authorized by the Board of Management. Devotees are encouraged to continue following all the COVID protocols and guidelines in place and to please seek medical guidance if infected. We continue our prayers for all those afflicted and affected by the pandemic, for the health and well-being of all, and for world peace. Pujya Swamiji has given elaborate descriptions in our books of the value of the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra, Agnihotra and Sri Hanuman Chalisa. Devotees are urged to continue with these practices regularly for their own safety and protection. Agnihotra will also help to bring rain. As per Pujya Swamiji's advice, the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra should be repeated all the time while driving. If we cannot repeat the mantra all the time, then repeat it as often as possible. It will help to prevent accidents, robberies, hijackings, and other calamities. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. 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 Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Vandanam Mrityormukshyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Vandanam Mrityormukshyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Vandanam Mrityormukshyamamritat.
Shri Satgurudeva ki jai. Jaya Jaya Arati Vigna Vinayaka Vigna Vinayaka Sri Ganesha. Jaya Jaya Arati Venugopala Venugopala Venulola Bhagavinuya Navagirajola. Jaya Jaya Arati Venkataramana Venkataramana Sankataharana Sritarama Radheshama. Jaya Jaya Arati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Shankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara. Jaya Jaya Arati Rajarajeshwari Rajarajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahasaraswati Mahalakshmi Mahakali Mahashakti. Jaya Jaya Arati Anjaneya Anjaneya शिवानंद सद्गुरुनादा भगवान विश्वानंद जय जय आरती विघ्न विनायक। ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्ति भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। श्री सद्गुरु भगवान की जय।